Hey guys, we're here with.
Mark Gonzales.
And what did you do this weekend?
This past weekend, I got second at our local regionals, which is the Winnipeg. Very small, but still a lot of good games. Had fun.
Nice. What did you play?
I played Mitsu Risio.
All right. Is there any reason why you chose the deck?
It's just the deck that I've had most practice with. I also didn't have the Fiendsmith cards. If I did, I probably would have played that variation. But these cards I currently had, and also I was able to find them all. Practiced a lot with it, and I found the deck a lot of fun. So, like
All
the high
right.
ceiling too.
Sounds good. All right, let's see what you had in your list.
For sure. So, super standard, we have 3X, the best starter for the deck. Some people don't like it at 2, but I decided to play it. 2 Ice, also great normal summon, also great extender if you search it. Or if you draw it also along with a normal summon, you'll be able to get to the rank 4 engine, so I decided to play 2. The standard 1 node, 1 sword, 1 cross. And then if you're playing the Ryzeal engine, you gotta play the 3 bonfires. So nothing too special about it.
Standard package.
Standard package, yeah. Nothing new about it, so just Ryzeal.
Yeah.
And then as for the Mitsurugi engine, we played the 1 Kusanagi. I decided to play the 3 Saji, and I'll explain the reason why. 2 of the blue rituals, Ame, and then the 1 Futsu. And then I only decided to play the 2 ritual spells. I'll get to that also. Why I decided to do that. The 3 prayers, because I just want to see it all the time. So the goal of the engine is to basically ritual summon the Ame. If you get to the ritual and resolve it, you're usually winning that game, or you're getting to a grind game, and all these cards are really good during that. So, and then I do main deck the trap. Some people like to side it. I just decided to main it just because, weirdly enough, there's a lot of Tenpais, the local that I played before. So I had a hunch that I was gonna end up at least playing one of them. I played 2 of them actually, so they ended up making me go first, and the trap being in the main deck like hard punished them. Being
Nice.
able to negate Ultimate Slayer, stuff like that, droplets because they're not sending a trap.
Yeah,
A lot of
that
good
is
things like that.
that is a scary deck if you don't have the right things for it.
And the reason why I'm only playing the 2 rituals is because it's part of, I call it part of the engine, which is the Maximus and the 3 Nadir Servants. Just because to me, these 4 cards technically are more copies of either the ritual monsters or the ritual spell, and I didn't want to see the 3 spell plus Nadir Servants, just because it feels like it was way too much. It's like it's the only deck that I'm trying to play, and I'd rather see the Ryzeal stuff. So
I see.
that's about it. And then
Why do you play the 3 Saji?
the 3 Saji, it's because it's also a great normal summon. It's also really good to just when you open prayers plus the Saji, it opens up your rank 4 engine without even getting your normal summon. Or you can even cheat out the ritual spell immediately. It's come up a lot of times. During draw phase, I'll tribute a Saji. And then if they don't ash it, I'll be able to add a Kusanagi. And then Saji can special itself. Or the Kusanagi depending. Sometimes I'll just actually special the Kusanagi itself. And I can go 1 Kusanagi, or sorry, 1 Saji, 2 Kusanagi to chain block the Saji search, so I get the guaranteed ritual. So and now they know in hand that I already have a ritual spell. So next play I can go hard summon from the deck if they ash it, and my next play is the normal summon a Ryzeal or X. I'm already in my rank 4 engine, and I don't have to worry about the ash on my duo drive.
Nice.
And then also it makes it much scarier for the opponent if I already open the ritual monster instead. Because my next play will obviously be just ritual from hand, and then anything they try and do will make it worse. And as for my non-engine, I just chose every card that I could that if I draw either going first or second, I didn't mind, or even if I drew it as my 6th card. So speaking of which, so Imperm, Ash, Nibiru is a bit weird just because technically not good going 6th. But if you draw it, it's always a discard card for your Ryzeal stuff. And also you don't mind if you don't mind to just discard, because you have a bunch of cards that you can get rid of. The speaking of which, for Wallows, it's it turn skips a lot of decks, or makes them build like a half board. And this deck, if they don't put up a bunch of interruptions on the board or any way to stop you, the Mitsu cards will get you so far with just the ritual spell. and that's for why I didn't mind drawing the Nibiru's too. I decided to play the droplets. The reason is this deck only ever hard loses to Dweller or Droll. So a lot of times I was during testing, I could punish people who were playing in the mirror match who were going Dweller, and they resolve full combo because I'm holding the Imperm for my turn. So I'll Imperm their Dweller, and then a lot of people will try to get value of it by chaining the Murakumo, and then if I chain the second thing to the Murakumo, they'll pop the Dweller via detonator. But if I go Imperm, target the Dweller, and then they go Murakamo, I chain the Droplet, sending the trap in a monster. They can't Omni negate with the trap anymore because you can't respond with it. And it deals with that board instantly. You get rid of the Dweller, the Ame, you can resolve it, the Imperm now, and then you negate the Detonator. And you basically dealt with it with 2 cards. Because you're getting 6. And then this deck has so much 1 card starters or 1.5 card starters that you don't mind like trading 2 for 3. And also going first, if you hard open the Droplet plus a starter and it gets negated and you have Fua in hand, you can just Droplet send the starter and then now you have a Fua. You can draw into Ash, Nib, stuff like that. Imperms, all of them are live in your hand. And it makes it really difficult for your opponent to OTK through a Fua plus like a one well placed effect negate that they can't respond to.
Nice.
And that's it. It's 43 cards in the main. It's a bit weird just because I played in the Deer package because I wanted to cover like most of the decks during the regional. If it was probably a higher tier event like a YCS, I probably wouldn't be playing it just because I wasn't expecting Drolls in the main, and which was the correct call because a lot of people were playing Malice. So that card was basically dead in most game ones, and their shifter became so much stronger because now that hand trap is dead under the shifter. So. We'll move on to the extra deck here. Playing Ryzeal, I decided to play 2 Detonator and the 1 Duo Drive. In hindsight, it should have been 2, but actually never came up, but it should have been 2. Instead, because I decided to play the 2 Feral Imps, this is the one that never came up. I only made 1 Feral Imps every time, and I was able to just cycle it through the twins. 2 twins here. I was able to just cycle it via the Ryzeal cards, and then whenever they would try to interact with it, usually this would never resolve on this first summon, but in the second one it'll be good and I'll have the ritual in hand. Be like the Nadirs and all that stuff. Even more rank force, Exciton, Abyss Dweller. It feels like it's mandatory in this format. If you have space to run rank 4, Dweller is usually the one. Hits Fiendsmith, the mirror matches you usually win, and some rogue decks really like the graveyard, so you can beat most of them. And then the last rank for is Dugaris, just because Chaos Angel is a really good card. If they make a lighter Dark Chaos Angel, or just a light usually, because it's the Fiendsmith one that I was worried about, you can get over it by just boosting your Detonator or the Futsu to make it 64 or 6k, just beat over it, and then usually by that point they won't have any more. It's really hard for them to get into the grand game if the Futsu is the one that's on the board. Playing Ryzeal, the aggregator is a must. And then that's all for my Xyz. Just rank 4 engine and all that Ryzeal stuff. And then for the Deer package, it's the Herald, the Garura, the Farigit, and the Entis. These 2 are self-explanatory. If you're playing any extra deck stuff, these guys are just good to draw. Because I'm playing a bunch of non-engines. If I resolve my combo and then go in the Deer at the end, I've taken out all the mandatory engine that I wanted. And the likeliness of me seeing non-engines, like drawing into an Imperm or an Ash, after searching everything, then drawing +2, and then 3 with Cross, it's really good. And then Herald Arclight, it's really nice to search either the Ritual Spell or the Ritual Monster. And then Entis is really good to just pop something set if they don't have anything. And it's also really good if you're playing Detonator control in the grind game, where you can keep reattaching the Entis and just keep sending it off. So instead of Detonator becoming 1 pop, you get 2, which is really good against the mirror match. If they go normal ice and you pop the ice, you detach the Entis and then they'll get sword and then you'll just pop it. So
nice.
You don't have to waste 2 pops on it. It's now just you cleared the board of the rank force.
It's
and
2 for 1.
To go X, yeah. And if they go X and they don't have the aggregate anymore, you can pop the node whenever it's summoned. So
Yeah.
to get them off all their bodies. So it's pretty good.
2-for-1 special.
Yes, sir. And that's 15 cards in the extra deck. And then we'll get into the side deck here. Lancia. Well, that's self-explanatory. Malice exists in the format. You sort of have to play this card. If you don't have any cards towards like Malice Hate, then you're just basically asking to lose that game.
You're trolling.
I don't have the Perulias, but I would play them here if this. But I decided to go for Joel's, just because regionals. I'm expecting a lot more rogue decks instead of like a bunch of mirror matches. So Joel's covers a lot of the rogue matchups. I played against Tenpai. If they're not sequencing correctly, this actually can hurt them. If they're forced to start off with a search instead of like Kaiman as their first action, which is very hard, especially into a full board of Ryzeal. So any half board backed up by Joel means you usually win the game. For going second, or actually, just for going first even more, I decided to play the 3 strikes. Just because this card is very good specifically against the... If you don't see Lancias against Malice, this card also like really hurts them on a specific choke point of when they summon the Link 3. The moment they summon the Link 3, usually the white binder, I just Solemn Judgment it, and that card is out of the game for the rest because they can't. It wasn't properly summoned.
Mm-hmm.
They won't be able to just reborn it out of stuff. They can banish it and then white crypto it back, but it requires so much resource from them that they're probably not gonna do that. They're just gonna have to accept the fact that like white binder's out of the game, and it makes the grind game for them really difficult. Because if they can't keep resetting traps off white binder, they don't have much of a grind game. It's also very hard for them to go into access code if you pop the Link 3 on summon. Because they can't do the cheese of like banishing it and then resummoning it back.
Nice.
For going second, I have these should be more. There should be 2 talents, but I can't find the other talents. So I went into my binder and found the called by, so I'm playing a called by now. There should be 2 talents though. And then to help me, since I have so much extra deck space, the Ultimate Slayers. It's very good against Detonator, obviously, because the twins get sent away if they're only ending on that. They don't get the twins, the 5 pops, and then they don't even get to sometimes cross draw, because depending on what material they use, you're just banishing it away with like your random cards. And after that, I played Cowboy just for game 3.
Did this ever come up?
Yeah, it came up one game, but I think we were both playing as fast as possible. It's just that we were both in a really weird game state, so it wasn't just like do this. It had to be really thought out. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Do you have any last shout-outs?
Yeah, shout outs to the cameraman Elgin. Thank you. Mark, Jeremiah, Jordan. Those are like the people that I usually test with, and then to the Discord that actually our cameraman made. A lot of our local guys go there to just play test, hang out. It's a lot of fun. Shout outs to Team Soju, because those guys are the ones who actually got me to play Yu-Gi-Oh. They've taken the back seat to playing Yu-Gi-Oh. They're doing other stuff right now, but without them, I wouldn't even be playing this game. So,
All right.
other than that, I think that's all.
All right. Congrats on your top.
Yeah, thank you.
See you soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Bye.